Friends, hello, welcome back. Happy whatever day of the week this is. Probably a Friday. Could be a Friday if it is. Hope you guys this weekend starting off on the right foot here. We are talking one trade to turn the Denver Broncos into a I was going to say Stanley Cup, then I was going to say World Series. One of three here. Good thing we didn't say no. Try to turn them into a Super Bowl winner. Courtland Sutton, Justin Simmons, Von Miller, and the boys. We'll see what we can do here to make this team great. Let's jump on in here, though. Take a look at this Broncos team. All right, offensive line first looks. Why is there 67 overall playing time? That's a good question. That is a good question, Mr. Lucianberry. Lucianberry? Cushenberry. That is an L space period. Cushenberry. Cushenberry's the name. That's fantastic. We was close. Looks like we have a solid guy with hidden potential, though, as a backup. Could hold some trade value there. That's important for down the road. But it is Rismer. Looks like our current best player on that line, minus Noah Fant, who's a pretty solid tight end there. Drew Lock, 78 overall. He does hold some star potential. Jerry Jeudy, bona fide stud. Patrick, 74. It looks like we turned off current injuries, and Madden says, how about not? So we'll put Courtland Sutton in. We'll see if there's anybody else that is currently missing as well here. From a defensive perspective, this is still a team that holds the one they call Von Miller, who is, again, not in the lineup. You're going to update these rosters real quickly here. All right, these were done. Jeudy, Courtland Sutton, still wide receivers, studs and a half. Melvin Gordon, Phillip Lindsay, going to do a pretty solid job there. A team that runs a 3-4, understandably so. Jarrell Casey, another guy I didn't realize was injured right now too. And then we have Purcell and Harris on that D-line. So the right end, left end, solid work there. Purcell could be a little bit better, but when you got guys like Bradley Chubb and Von Miller on the outside linebacker positions, maybe it won't be too bad after all. A middle linebacker, free safety, strong safety. The defense is solid. I don't know how else to put it than this defense is pretty nasty right now. You almost look at this team and wonder if you can trade for a quarterback and say that is good. Let's take a look at this overall one more time real quickly here. It is an 83 defense, 79 overall. We're going to take a look at the schemes real quick as well to see how this team works from a scheme perspective. 73% on the West Coast vertical run, 84% on the vertical zone run. Looks like we fit better on the vertical zone run there. So we'll go that direction. Got to keep the 3-4. We don't really have a choice there. 96%. Wow, we have a scheme and a half there for the 3-4 there. But the vertical zone run, something we're going to move to there on offense to see if that'll help out from a scheme perspective. But again, I think we look at this team and I really want to say we need a center. I mean, the outside line right tackle might be more important, but center can help us run the football. If we can get a center and a quarterback, I think this team's they're nasty defensively. They're just too nasty. A center and a quarterback. I mean, if a defensive tackle manages to show up, sure, but you got to remember on Madden, you cannot trade for players to save your life. We've learned so far. We could turn the difficulty down to easy and it'd still be difficult. Let's see if there's a team that has a quarterback. Who would be the area? Like Miami. No, I don't even want to go Miami. Who's got a quarterback that's a little bit older? Tom Brady, baby. We're bringing in TB12. How's the trade value look on Tom Brady? Let's take a look here. 92 overall. We're going to... I'm afraid to send it, and I'll be like, sure, we'll take it. So we're going to go ahead and take a look at what else they got around here. We need a center who can protect the quarterback. Ryan Jensen. This is just what we wanted. Ryan Jensen and TB12. What more could you possibly ask for? You're right, a defensive tackle by the name of Stephen McClendon. And he's 34. He's got some experience. Oh, baby, this would be a trade for the ages. And we already know it ain't gonna happen. But we'll send 2 first. We're not even gonna mess around. 2 first. Look at that, Broncos first. It's a 3rd overall pick. Tampa Bay. You're gonna get Tom Brady for all of 1, maybe 2 years. But that 3rd overall pick could be the next Justin Fields. Trevor Lawrence. I want you to think about it when we send the trade. Tampa. How do you feel about it, baby? How do you... Oh, we're not actually that far away. We're pretty close. 2 first. I'm pretty sure you can only trade first for 2 years in a row, though. Yes, that is the correct answer there. Good for us. What if we throw on a 2nd round pick for TB12, Jensen and the boys? We're not that far away. Okay, let's talk. Let's have a little conversation. What if we throw on Drew Lock? Drew Lock's not going to be here anymore. He does have star potential. He is a star, I should say, and he's set 23. Man, 70 overall, Drew Lock. I thought that said 78. I'm glad we relooked that. 70? Drew, talk to me, brother. What is that about, dude? I don't know. This is a pretty sick looking trade right now. I don't know what to say. We're gonna try to get their other defensive tackle at this point because YOLO. Why not? Vay, let's go, baby. What do you think about sending on old Vay? We're not gonna talk to us about it. They have all the cap room in the room. 2 teams of cap space. You just love to see it. Send it. Not even close. Yeah, they laughed at us when we threw Vay on there. They was all right with the other tackle, not Vay. We threw on Drew Lock though, quarterback. How is that not it? We gave you a star quarter. You need a quarterback, Tampa. This is the future of the Broncos we're talking here in Drew Lock. Don't make any mistakes about it. We'll drop the defensive tackle. I really want the center. Please. Please make it work. Be nice to us, Tampa. You know you love us a little bit, kind of. I mean, we're, teams in opposite conferences. What's there to be afraid of? The fact that I've done this trade so far and haven't had to back out once, I'm impressed. That is not getting us any closer. Jensen's the problem. Jensen. Let me tell you what. We dropped that there. That's going to get us close. I really want to make this Tampa Bay Tom Brady thing work. I feel like he's one of the few quarterbacks out there that's an option. Did have a left guard. That's too expensive of a left guard. How about the right guard? Even anything's better than what we got right now, though. Kappa. No potential. What if we move him over to center? Will that make things better? What's the other position? 89, Marpet. He can't go there. He's too expensive. There's no questions about it. What was the prospect here on Jensen? Jensen's a star at 29. We're going to try this 72 overall Kappa and just see what happens here. Close. They're just not going to give it to us. They're saying no bueno on the offensive lineman. So the question becomes, what's more important, the defensive tackle or the offensive lineman? This is a Denver Broncos team now. Von Miller and company. Do you need to get McClendon more than a center? I don't think you do. We're going to go for the center here and see if we can pick that up. Bolster up this offense, this run game. I don't know if you need a center, though, when you got TB12. That's the thing. You know what? That's a lie. We got Tom Brady over here with some sick weapons. We're going back to the defensive tackle position for McClendon. Here you go. Take it. Man, do we have any other trade value? That's the question. What about that left tackle? Was it a left tackle or a right tackle? Had a little bit of trade value. He was younger. Would he have more value by chance? Muti. Muti's the man. And there it is. I knew we was in this thing too long. Got to back out and redraw the trade up because it has frozen as we anticipated. All right, trade drawn up. We're throwing Moody in there. Can I get the job done? No, it's still not going to get the job done. McClendon remains, I think, the target here, but maybe we can upgrade to Vay. Vay's really expensive, though. I can't imagine we can. We got to try everything, though, as far as options are concerned here. McClendon, why did we unchoose you? That was not the answer. McClendon, Brady, pick up a defensive tackle, pick up a stud quarterback. Send it, baby. Send it. Brady to the Broncos. They're just picking up the old wily veteran quarterbacks. Bruce Peyton Manning, now Tom Brady. They should have got Brett Favre in there at some point in time, I guess. And they would add the whole 9 yards with these Denver Broncos. Look at this team, though. TB12 holding it down. No centers still, but guess what? We got TB12, baby. TB12. Say it louder for the people in the back. Oh, wait a second. James is not playing right now? Am I seeing that right? Is that the correct thing I'm seeing here? We're going to move you here. Yeah. And you here. This is going to work out after all, fellas. And we're going to move Reisner to the top spot at center. And the offensive line answers have been brought into attention, thankfully. This is going to work out. Noah Fant, the boys. Jerry Judy's just going to get better. Cortland Sutton. Patrick's a stud and a half. Where the heck did our boy Patty go? Patty, there you are, Patty. You're going to get promoted a little bit there. Second line, maybe, if it lets us. Right there. Yeah, perfect. All right, let's go. I'm feeling good about this one. This Denver Broncos team, it's got to work, doesn't it? Let's get to the midseason mark and see what happens. This seems like a winner right here, though. You pick up TB12 with this defense that the Denver Broncos have. It's got to work. All right, week 8 approaching. Let's see what the boys got in store for us. Hoping for a good season so far. Fresh off a undecided game as it was a bye. Here we go. Story of the day is Broncos 4-3. All right, I'll take 4-3. 4-3 is all right. 6-2 is first place. Keep in mind, we're 4-3. We had a bye week. Other teams haven't. Chance to go 5-3. Let's take a look at this schedule real quick. Titans, tough loss. 27-28, 24-21 against a tough Steelers team. A Broncos team that is now quarterbackless put up 32 points. Interesting. 24-20. Want to see some better games out of this defense. 24-10. The Dolphins? How are you going to lose to the Dolphins? At least we lost to the Chiefs. So we got the Falcons, Raiders, Chargers. Some winnable games. The Saints are kind of intimidating. The Panthers, winnable game. Chargers, Raiders. I'd say we have a lot of winnable games left. I think. For the Bills, we'll see how it goes. Let's take a look at how Tom Brady's been playing so far for this team, though. I'm saying it's been going well. Hopefully. We're going to take a look at our center play as well. I think the center that we moved there real quickly. Tom Brady, though. 15 touchdowns to 1 interception. That is what you call efficient as a quarterback right there. The 107 rating deserved. 288 yards per game there. 3.7 on the ground for Melly Gords. And 3.2 for Lindsey. Why are they struggling so much? Come on, running game. You got TB12 out there and you're struggling. Cortland Sutton's kill, 8-12. This man's on pace for 1,600 yards. More than that. They haven't even played 8 games yet. Cortland Sutton has 800 yards through 7 games. That might be the most ridiculous thing I've ever seen. Let me see the stats. Oh, of course you got some upgrades in there. What do you got, like 80 of them? Here, take some deep threat work for you. I thought this auto did it for us. We might have to do this ourselves here real quickly. And take some more deep threat because you're an 86 overall and you should be like a 90 with the way you're playing right now. He's got the +1 mod. Of course he does. Ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous the way this man's been playing. But let's take a look again. The sacks game. Rismer has led the team in sacks playing center, but still 3 is not bad. I'll take 3. I don't know why he's played more downs than everybody else. That's kind of interesting, but nonetheless, we'll take 3 sacks out of a center play right there. As far as the defense is concerned, again, how have you been looking? Von Miller here. 6 sacks for Bradley Chubb. Von Miller 5. Pretty stellar so far. Both on pace for double digits there. What do we want to do though? What was it? I already forget. Oh yeah, I want to make sure the upgrades are right. So we'll get these upgrades out of the way. And we're going to go ahead and sim up the rest of the season. Right after we check out the whatever this thing is, the new ability. Of course, Cortland Sutton's got a new ability. The man's been a stud and a half. Breakout players got a message. Help a player upgrade their trait. Yeah, we won't worry about that. We'll get these upgrades out of the way though. And we're going to go ahead and sim up the rest of the season. All right, week 17, baby. What do we got? That's a playoff berth. The Baltimore Ravens. That's not a good draw. Baltimore Ravens, but the 11-5 Broncos. Hold my phone real quick. This team caught absolute fire to end the regular season. 11-5. How about these Broncos, baby? I was wondering how these bad boys would do. They ended up winning the division. Bring old TB12 over in the Browns, who continue to sim up like absolute goddesses in Madden football games, 14-2. The Cowboys, 12-4. Hate to break it. Actually, is that still possible for them? Are they 2-4 right now? 2-4. They're trying to win the division. You know what's funny about seeing divisions like that Cowboys one is it's funny and laughable right now, but at the same time, I low-key want to see somebody win that division at like 4-12. I think it'd be awesome. I've always wanted to see that playoff team 4-12. How nuts would that be? Panthers 11-5, Broncos 11-5. They appear to be the second best team in the AFC North. 442 points per game. Looks like the second most. Jets, I can't believe their offense. Like, that's hard to believe there. Yeah, right, you know? 458 though out of the Chiefs. Yeah, second in the division. Or second in the league. The offense not as hot. The Dolphins were solid. They've been solid so far this year in real life though with that defense. So I get it. They went 10-6 and missed playoffs. That's crazy. That's incredible. 10-6 missing playoffs. That's tough. Tough for the Miami Dolphins. But as for these Denver Broncos, they're looking pretty good here, I think. 6,000 offensive yards, 5th in the NFL this season. TB12 ended up with 8 interceptions. He started slinging a little bit more, but that was what was important right here. Melvin Gordon, 4.1 yards per carry, upped it. This is the question of the day, though. Did Cortland Sutton 1521? I was going to say 1,600. That's still incredible. 1521. Unfortunately, Jerry Jeudy upgraded like 8 times this season, still only hit 640. Deshaun Hamilton, it's the system. In this game, the scheme fit, that guy in the slot just rakes for whatever reason. The blocking, was it better to end the season? I mean, it doesn't matter at this point. They're going to play if they're going to play. Yeah, it was for Risner, ended up with 4 sacks allowed. So we only allowed 1 the rest of the year. He really turned it on the rest of the season here. As far as the defense is concerned, Bradley Chubb, you already expected. Look at that. They're up there. McClendon, big addition there. 9 tackle for losses for this team. 9 for Bradley Chubb in the sack department. 8 for Von Miller. Surprising seeing neither one of those guys hit 8 sack or double-digit sacks on this season. But here we go. Broncos, Ravens, playoff game. This is going to be a good one. A loaded team in the Ravens. A pretty solid team in the Broncos. Two teams, quarterbacks that have two completely different ways of going about things, and two defenses that can just tear you apart if you're not careful. Lamar ended up with a 91 overall in the season, but 91 on the field general there. Here we go, the home game for the Denver Broncos. And you best believe we're not going to play this moment, but we got to get the Simo screen pulled up here and see if these Denver Broncos can get out of the first round here against these Baltimore Ravens. Starting with the ball early in the interception, Tom Brady says, how would you like an interception? How would you like a Mark Ingram touchdown? Ravens ahead early. That was not what you wanted to see. 3 yards backwards there. This Ravens defense is just too much for Brady to handle. He's choking. We'll see if they can slow down this Ravens offense. They're going to need to. Right now, it's not looking good. They are running all over this Broncos defense. Mark Ingram and company. Mark Ingram has seen more carries on this drive than he usually sees an entire game over there in Baltimore. 4 yards there for J.K. Dobbins, the Buckeye. 4 yards there. 6 yards there for J.K. again. First down. They just continue to pound the rock and say, over the top to J.K. Dobbins. It's 14-0 Ravens. The Broncos need to do something. What are you doing, TB12? I'll tell you what you're doing. You are getting pooed all over. Bradley Chubb with a clutch sack there. They needed that one to keep them in this game. Here we go, Denver. Incomplete pass, 3rd and 3. And there's the touchback. Unbelievable. Tom Brady is getting blanked right now by the Baltimore Ravens. And not only blanked, they're getting completely torched. 3-possession game. Baltimore Ravens lead. And they're going backwards again. Melvin Gordon -2 on 3rd and long. Are you giving up? Is this a playoff game you're giving up on? I feel like this is the Bengals playing conservative in a playoff game. 2nd and 10 there, 10 yards. Marquise Hollywood Brown getting sacked there. Big defensive play. This Broncos team's doing their best to keep him in this game. It's still a 3-possession game. It could be worse. Unfortunately, or fortunately though, the defense 2 straight times now, after a slow start by the Broncos due to a Tom Brady interception, their defense has really kept them in this one. The problem they've had is stopping the run. There we go. Force Lamar to throw, and that's what happens. That was the Bengals' strategy last week. When you force Lamar to, it wasn't really a strategy. They wanted to throw with Lamar. I feel like they went up against the Bengals 2 weeks ago, I should say now. The Baltimore Ravens did, or was it 2 weeks or was it last week? I like to forget what happened at this point. I feel like they went up against it was 2 weeks ago. I feel like they went up against the Bengals, and they was like, Lamar, you kind of suck at throwing the football still, but this is the Bengals, and they're terrible at the game, so we're just going to have you sling it all game and see what you can do, try to, get some reps in throwing the football. And, he tried to throw it to the Bengals about 4 times. A couple of them should have been an interception, maybe a pick 6 in there. Didn't happen, no. But it got him some reps, some much needed reps for the young quarterback there to improve that pass game. Nonetheless, the Broncos are getting torched. 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 They are getting blanked by the Baltimore Ravens. Oh, Tom wants to go out there and get some garbage time points now. He says, let's make it close and make it look like it was a game, even though it wasn't. 37-10. The Broncos got completely torn to pieces by the Ravens. But guess what? Tom Brady and the boys, they got them to the playoffs. Just couldn't get farther than that. As for this video, though, guys, always would appreciate you consider subscribing. You never have to. As always, thank you guys for watching. We'll see you next time.